For more insight on the deepening ties between China and Egypt, let's bring in Hafed Al Ghwell. He's a senior fellow at Johns Hopkins University's SAIS Foreign Policy Institute. Great to have you back on the show. Thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit more about the significance of Premier Li making a post-Brexit visit to Egypt.
It is a major visit. I think it builds on a long history of good relationship with Egypt that goes back decades. I think it's also a sign of the really welcoming attitude across the Arab world towards China right now. I think there is a serious eagerness to deepen relationships with China compared to the United States. I think most in the Arab world have had very negative feelings towards the United States and much of Europe over the Gaza issue for the last 2 years, at least on the popular level, leave alone the government and official levels. But I think now it's an incredible opportunity for China to deepen its footprint, and not only in Egypt alone, but across the Arab world and North Africa. We've seen them do that in Morocco last year, also with Algeria. These are especially Algeria, very traditional allies of China, has a very good, positive, and respectful relationship. I think North Africa can become a very strategic spot for China and its relationship both to Europe and to the rest of Africa below the Sahara.
What about its economic relationship? What are some of the main drivers of current trade between the two countries?
Well, China is now pretty much offering an alternative to most Western or American products, not only in terms of traditional products, but now China is taking a major lead even in the most advanced technologies like AI, solar generation. China's ability to build massive infrastructure projects in a much more shorter period of time, much lower costs, without any political demands that we are used to from the United States, where even its economic engagements, as we see now with Trump, are all tied to political demands, political conditions. I think China offers the Arab world in general a much more welcoming partner on economic issues, and I think that also translates into other areas. I mean, even the Premier's today's statement about the civilizational depth of both Egypt and China, I think it's not out of just courtesy, but there are some serious links there that go back centuries.
Right.
With the entire Arab and Islamic world, not just Egypt.
So what then does China get out of this relationship? You say that it offers an alternative to American products. It's investing heavily in Egypt's infrastructure and assuming its energy sectors as well. What is China reaping?
China is reaping a lot. I mean, China is opening markets for its products. It is creating alliances. China's long-term, I mean, you can see this across the board, not just with Africa or Egypt or the Arab world, but China is approaching things from a very strategic, long-term point of view.
Right.
It is building a major power centers across the world, and it is doing it without all of the spoils and negativities of politics like the United States. I mean, for example, China does not demand anything from those countries that it invests in political terms. It basically does so only on purely economic terms. The United States doesn't do that.
Yeah.
That is an attractive alternative for these countries. China is not sort of forcing itself on anybody. It is offering investments, it's offering products, and people are flocking to it. China's political positions globally have been extremely very wise and very balanced. And that is something that is also a part of China's soft power across the world. China is not in the business of trying to show off its powers, but rather it is engaging in a more of a partnership building global perspective. And I think all of what China is offering is very, very attractive to the Arab and Muslim world. There are, of course, some negative issues. There are some feelings, especially about the lot of Muslims in China. But still, I mean, the overall picture is extremely positive.